But I heard that after that went down, he suddenly vanished. What's your occupation?
I'm a house husband.
Way of house husband. You know how many times I had to say, what the hell is going on? Or what the f is happening? Almost every single quote unquote episode.
I mean, they're fun. They're fun episodes.
They're so weird. And I'm like waiting for like to get a background other than what we got. You know, he's the immortal dragon, whatever. Why did he leave? Other than, you know, him getting married. Why did he leave? There's no explanation of this. Or what did the wife think when she discovered that he was a Yakuza member? There's nothing.
Don't need it. She found his true calling.
No, I want to know what it is.
You want to know what my opinion is?
What?
How crude can I be on your channel?
You're lucky I found the censor beep.
You have a censor beep?
I do. I have a censor beep.
So,
yeah.
Well, here's my call.
You're just going to put me in a lot of work.
The Yakuza ain't gonna suck your
Oh,
Jesus.
And there's the beeper. I really enjoyed it, right? Like, I enjoy all the, especially the cuts where, like, it's someone else who, like, recognizes that he is the immortal dragon, right? That's his name. They recognize him, they're, like, terrified of, like, the most simple things he's doing.
They are!
Oh, and then when he's, like, trying to fit in, and his facial expressions when he's trying to fit in,
He doesn't fit.
the most terrified person. You're like, oh my god.
Like, oh my god, I see him in the street. What do we do? Should we fight him? Do we need to retreat? Or what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? He's struggling which onions to pick.
It's the most important thing.
Onions matter, man.
So, did you see the whole season? The whole thing?
There were 5 episodes on Netflix, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I binge watched it last night.
There you go.
I started maybe like 8:30, and then up until like, it was like a little bit after 10:30, so it was like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Each episode was 17 minutes long.
2 very fun hours.
It was, two very fun hours.
And they're broken up into the smaller sub-episodes, too.
They are, that's why
Which is interesting.
I'm
glad that they show it, because otherwise you'd be really confused.
I know! So I don't know. A lot of people were like, yeah, if you like this, watch this. And the Way of House Husband showed up multiple times.
Okay, so you had heard of it.
I've heard of it, but in terms of like what it was about, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, did you read the Netflix, like, introduction box?
Blurb.
Of, like, this little blurb about what it's about?
Nope, I just jumped right on in.
So that would have helped give you a little bit more context. Not much. It literally just tells you what you already know. Is that he is an ex-Yakuza member who has a very successful wife, and he is retired to be the house husband.
Yeah.
Right, while she goes and is successful as a designer or something like that.
So I'm like, okay, pure, simple. This is going to be a very slice of life anime, thinking of what, you know, Tyler said that was going to be maybe Nichijou style.
Well, yeah, that's because that's what I told him.
Yeah, that's what you told him. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be an interesting Nichijou style and maybe Lucky Star style. And let's just throw up all these random things that are going on with this show. No, you know how many I said? I'm like, what the is this?
I mean, I saw Nichijou, that's how I felt. I don't know what's going on at all. Now, in this one, it's a little darker usually.
It was, it's very dark. Oh, they threw out everything. You want everything. The only thing they didn't give was nudity or sexual content. But otherwise, we are open to everything.
I like the cat episodes.
I like the kitty cat episodes too.
I was disappointed. There's only 2 of them, right? I think there's only 2.
I think there was 2.
Yeah, I would... Like, because when I started watching it, it was like the cat episode was the last one of each of, like, the Netflix episodes, so I figured there'd be more, right? But there wasn't, so I was like, oh, I guess I don't even remember what the first one was. I remember the second one. The second one was
the first one was, like, going out in a stroll, and she meets the dog Elizabeth.
Right, she traps the dog.
She's, like, trying to help her because she's tangled around her doghouse.
Right, yeah. Oh, helping. Yeah, she winds up helping real good. Right?
She's like, get me out of here!
Right? And then of course the second one.
I like the second one. That was my favorite.
Someone else's yard.
That was my favorite.
So disturbing and disgusting.
It's like, oh, I gotta take a poop. Leave! This is not your property! Yeah, okay, I gotta take a poop first. And like a little like peek of a turtle comes out of this cat and he's like, okay, here's the litter box, just come on in and get into the litter box. And then as soon as she reaches into the litter box, she's like, it went back in.
Thanks. That's so disgusting. Thank you so much. Did you watch it with subtitles on?
No.
No. Okay, so there was when I watched it, I had the English subtitles as well as it being in English, right? Mm-hmm. And it was interesting that sometimes the subtitles didn't match up with what they said, right? And, you know, you get that from time to time, but like it was a lot for this one, and sometimes the joke would kind of like go in separate directions, right? Like generally the same area, but like just overall, like you're like, and for whatever reason, when they dubbed it, they said we can't say that for this show. You gotta say something else.
Why does that sound so familiar? What's another show that follows that same rule?
Yes.
The Yakuza.
Very Yakuza.
The Yakuza story. The true life of the Yakuza story. A Lifetime original special.
I know what it reminded me of. It made me think of Don't You Know My Name's Sakamoto. That's
Yes!
As you're explaining it, that's what it's making me think
Yes!
of.
Yeah. So I got a question for you though.
No.
Should you make your husband watch The Way of the House Husband so that he knows what he's supposed to do?
I think he should.
Okay.
I think early on there's like the cockroach episode where it's like,
that was my favorite. I think what was so funny about that cockroach episode is that it actually had like beady eyes.
oh yeah,
Usually
it's a cute cockroach.
It's a cute cockroach. All the other cockroaches, it's like disgusting, ugly, ew, get it away from me. But this one actually had beady eyes. And I'm like, oh, don't you dare kill it.
Well, you know, they tried.
I know they tried.
They tried real hard.
But they epically failed. Miku ruined that for him.
He seems a very competent individual, but don't swing it. Oh, no, I like in that how they make it out to be like this big anime sort of deal, the like self-sacrifice, like I will die for you sort of thing. It's just like it's a cockroach. It's literally like just brush it off. It'll be fine. No.
Brush it off, capture it like in a cup or a paper napkin or something, and just throw it away or flush it down the toilet.
But yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because like I just went over to a friend's house and they were what were they doing? I don't even know what they were watching before that. But then there was a couple friends there. One of them just said, "Hey, have you seen this?" And I was like, "No, what the hell is it?" It was like, "Oh, you gotta see it. You gotta watch." And they just put it on, and we just literally spent 2 hours just watching the whole damn thing, right? I was over there to play games and have fun, but no, I spent my first 2 hours of it just like, I'm watching whatever this is. This is hilarious, right? They told me that I should ask you, actually, right?
Who did?
If you've seen it. My friend me if you had seen it, right? Or what you thought of it, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I tried to send a text to both of you, but I don't think it actually went through. And I definitely started writing the text, put my phone down, because I couldn't look away from the screen for long enough. I gotta say, I was like, no, I am completely invested with what's going on here. I don't know, but it was, I loved it. They do like the yoga episode where they're just practicing their yoga.
Honestly, that was uncomfortable for me.
That was uncomfortable?
That was uncomfortable, yeah.
But I mean, honestly, the other thing though is the animation in it, right, is pretty minimalist. Right? Yeah,
that's the one thing I didn't like about that, is how minimal the animation was.
I mean, my guess is that they just didn't have budget.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's my supposition, right? Is they just didn't have budget, right? And they put it into the faces changing because that's the kind of the minimum thing you have to do, and it's also the easiest as far as artwork.
It is. It's the facial expression. It's the mouth movement, and like maybe 1, 2, maybe a max of 5 times. It doesn't exceed 10 that you have somebody like walking, but even if they were walking, there's no detail.
Right. I remember there's this one point where they're like in a store, like he has to go run away down the store, like down an aisle or something like that, and their animation is literally just the static image. They just shake up and down as it gets farther away. It's just like, yeah, okay.
I'm like, is this comic dub or anime like comic that just got brought to life somehow?
I mean, it worked.
It did. It obviously worked because it's very successful, and not if we take away like the lack of animation, just the context of The Way of the House Husband, it was very successful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Height of culture.
There's like no main story context.
Doesn't need it.
No, it apparently doesn't need it, but I did feel like it was lacking because I kind of did want to know how he and his wife met, and like.
Yeah, they could have done an episode.
Yeah, they could have done an episode. They could have done an episode of that, and I kind of would like to see an episode of like him officially leaving the Yakuza. I mean, I felt like those were the two things that were missed.
There is one point where she, I don't remember the rest of the context, but like there was a point where she like thinks they're like shopping in the mall, right? And she's like thinks back on like, oh, he's really changed since I first met him.
Yeah,
right?
so I got really excited when she said that because I'm like, oh, we get like a 2-second backstory. I don't care. I just want to know the backstory of it.
But then they divert because he comes back with his apron. This will make me less intimidating.
Because I know what it is now because she said you look intimidating with the outfit, so go change. And no matter what outfit he came out with, he just looked more intimidating or the same.
Right.
And then he comes out with this like short apron, wearing the Yakuza clothing underneath with like her 2 favorite anime characters.
Right. This is like, how do I look? Well, you look terrible, but you're not scary anymore. Now you're just ridiculous. So yeah, Tyler, you're gonna watch this, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely watch this. This sounds great.
It's pretty fun.
It actually is fun.
Ghost Stories?
Oh god, that's the 200 sub special. If I reach 200 subscribers, then I'm gonna be reviewing Ghost Stories.
Okay, so within 2 weeks then. Got it.
Yeah, I
Mike,
wish.
Do you know about Ghost Stories?
Do you know anything?
It's the first. So you know the On a Bridge series by Team 4-Star?
Which one?
It doesn't matter.
Any.
Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Ghost Stories, from my knowledge, is the first like not mass marketed, but it's the first anime that it did meh in Japan. Like, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad, but and then when they sold it to American dubbing, they said, we don't care what you do, just turn a profit.
Pretty much. So
Literally, you gave some company, like, here's the animations, do what you will with it.
yeah, pretty much, because
So I was talking to his response when he told me this was the voice actors were racing to get to work because whatever they said, everyone had to play off of.
That is magic, actually, yes. That's great. And this is what the story is. Sorry, guys. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I think that's hilarious. So I told her, this, on the list of things, this needs to be on your list for your channel.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a very good idea.
thank you guys so much for stopping in and taking a listen at Cyntillating Reviews. What do you guys think of today's review? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to Cyntillating Reviews, help me make it grow. I want to see something come out of this. If you want to be notified for personal videos or all of my content, make sure you click that bell down below. I also have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter where I'll post pictures and I'll keep putting up polls and updates on upcoming content. Too many people have lost their lives and too many of my family members have been affected by this. I am asking you to understand that our simplest prevention is our biggest protection. Take care of yourselves and others as you practice social distancing, washing hands, and staying at home. Let's try to make the world better by starting to make us better to reduce the spread of COVID-19. See you later on another day.